for the second week in a row, those rallies organised by activist Kellie Jay have descended into chaos. Last weekend, of course, in Melbourne, three groups converged. The women's rights activists, the trans activists, very disturbingly, of course, those uninvited neo-Nazis. Her tour then continued. She went down to Tasmania. It seemed it went okay down there. Then across to New Zealand. And that's where the real trouble started. I mean, it was supposed to be a tour. It's called Let Women Speak. But she was forced to call off the Auckland event because protests were deemed unsafe. She was doused in soup, attacked by an angry mob. She subsequently cancelled the rest of her stops, citing safety concerns, and has now fled New Zealand, labelling the country the worst place for women I've ever visited, and they live there. Join me now, GB News host, columnist for the Daily Mail Australia, of course, a good friend here, Dan Woonton. Dan, you speak the truth on a lot of this stuff. You're also a New Zealander living in Britain. I don't know if you call yourself a former New Zealander, but you're a New Zealander. You know the landscape well. You've also seen this issue play out with Nicola Sturgeon. Give us your take.
Yeah, as a dual citizen of Britain and New Zealand, I'm horrified. I'm absolutely horrified by what I'm seeing in my home country. I think this wave of woke tyranny taking over the country dates back to Jacinda Arden. I experienced it myself, Peter, when I spoke up against her damaging and inhumane lockdowns. And the media, the liberal media in New Zealand, operates in lockstep now with the political left. And what happened to Kellie Jay, and look, I know she's a controversial person. Not everyone agrees with her stance on trans rights. But the fact that she was not able to stand up for women and speak on a public platform in New Zealand is a disgrace. And as J.K. Rowling says, this makes New Zealand look repellent on the international stage, not respectful and tolerant as the New Zealand media would lead you to believe.
I haven't got a lot of time, but why can't women's rights be in balance with trans rights? Why are women losing their rights in deference to trans rights?
Of course. And that's the thing. Kellie Jay was described on New Zealand TV as a transphobe. No, she is not. Most folk in this movement, especially J.K. Rowling, believe that trans women absolutely need to have rights and need to live their life in a peaceful way, but not at stake of biological women.
Yeah, Dan Woonton, I've got to leave it there. I'm out of time. We'll speak longer next time. Thank you.